Little Man Computer Programs, Audio Walkthrough. Program 1, find the largest of three numbers. Input. Store A. Input. Store B. Input. Store C. Load A. Subtract B. Branch if positive AVC. Load B. Subtract C. Branch if positive out B. Load C. Branch AVC. Label AVC, load A. Subtract C. Branch if positive out A. Load C. Branch end. Label out A, load A. Branch end. Label out B, load B. Label end, output. Halt. A data 0. B data 0. C data 0. This program takes three numbers as input and determines the largest among them. It first stores the three input values into memory locations labeled A, B, and C. Then, it compares it with B if it is greater than or equal to B, indicated by the branch if positive instruction, BRP. It proceeds to compare A with C if it is not greater than or equal to B. It means B is potentially larger. So it compares B with C. The program uses a series of comparisons and branches to isolate the largest value, and then outputs it before halting. The data section initializes memory locations A, B, and C to 0, which are used to store the input numbers. Program 2, count down from n to 1. Input. Store n. Label loop, load n. Branch if 0 end. Output. Load n. Subtract 1. Store n. Branch loop. Label end, halt. N data 0. 1, data 1. This program implements a countdown from a user-provided number n down to 1. It begins by taking an input number and storing it in the memory location, and the program then enters a loop. Inside the loop, it fetches the current value of n if n is 0, branch if 0, BRZ. It means the countdown is complete, and the program jumps to the end. Otherwise, it outputs the current value of n after outputting. It subtracts 1 from n and stores the result back into n, effectively decrementing the counter. It then branches back to the beginning of the loop to continue the countdown. The data section initializes n to 0 and defines a constant value of 1 for the subtraction operation. Program 3, multiplication, a times B using repeated addition. INP. SDA-A. INP. SDA-B. LDA 0. SDA result. LDA 0. SDA counter. Label loop, LDA counter. Sub B. BRP end. LDA result. Add A. SDA result. LDA counter. Add 1. SDA counter. Bra loop. Label end, LDA result. Out. HLT. A dat 0. B dat 0. Result, dat 0. Counter, dat 0. 0, dat 0. 1, dat 1. This program performs multiplication of two numbers, A and B, using the method of repeated addition. It first takes two inputs, storing them in memory locations A and B. It then initializes two memory locations. Result to 0, which will hold the final product, and counter to 0, which will track the number of additions performed. The program enters a loop. In each iteration, it checks if the counter has reached the value of B. If the counter is greater than or equal to B, branch if positive, BRP, it means the multiplication is complete and it jumps to the end. If not, it adds the value of A to the current result and stores the updated sum back into result. It then increments the counter by 1 and repeats the loop. Finally, after the loop finishes, it outputs the accumulated result. The data section defines variables for A, B, the result, a counter, and constants 0 and 1.